So we have managed to open Pro Tools, and we create a new, in front of this dialog, we just create a new track, and let's say recording. And then the settings, it will be nice to have them as they are here, and you press create. Normally Pro Tools work with a specific engine, playback engine, and you want to go under setup and set it up not on Dolby Audio Bridge, but basically it has to be your computer, so it should be the MacBook Pro speakers in my case, or the headphones. Normally the best one will be an audio device, and if you work on the edit suite you will see that there is the name of the audio device. It should be already set up like that. Let's say that for now my device is called Dolby Audio Bridge, yours will be called differently, and I press OK. So once I'm in this section, all I need to do is to create a new track. So I go on the track, new, and normally if it's just dialogue it will be mono track. So here you can select if it is stereo that you want, etc. But I will go mono and audio track, not the other types. And here you can even give it a name, dialogues, or the actor name or whatever. But you have to give it a name. So let's say DX for dialogues. If you want more, you press the plus and you can have different options. So press create, and this is my track. If it's too tiny for you to see, you can put it on jumbo mode. And all you need to make sure is what is the input is from the interface, what microphone it will be. It will be either channel 1 or channel 2, where the microphone is plugged in. Normally it's channel 1. The output is my speakers, and so it's there. And I want to record something of my voice. And probably I need to do different takes. So let's see how that works. First of all, check if the volume is right. So you press the I and you talk into the microphone and see if it's actually doing anything and working for you. So you should see the lights here popping up of a good volume, and if everything is fine, then you're almost ready to go. So all you need to do is to press the record arm. So here, arm the tracks for recording, and then getting ready to record. The only problem is that if you do it this way, then you will record everything on the same track, and it creates a bit of confusion because you normally have to take different takes. I mean, you're super powerful actors, but maybe you have to do some correction or some improvements. So I would recommend you to not straight record on the official final track, but to create a new playlist. When you do press this triangle and create new playlist, it will call it the same way, but with a number next to it. And that's the things that you want to do. Of course you feel, oh, where's the other gone? Because now I'm displaying the waveform. You can click on there and say display the playlist. And you will see that I have two playlists created, two playlists, the DX01 and the DX. And if every recording you create a new playlist, you will have more and more. So let's give it a go. So if I, for example, I'm all faking and not recording anything now, but if I press record and press the spacebar and do my take, I will create an audio bit here. So let's say like that. So let's say that I record this track. Make sure your settings are like this, that you have the sleep selected, and clicking on this bar at the top, you have all the three highlighted so you can operate very easily. That's your audio recording, okay? You will see a waveform here when you record. Now I'm happy, but I want to do an extra take, so I'm going to click on there as a new playlist, and I will leave the numbering automatically. You see the previous one, it goes down there, and the current one, it goes up here. So now I want to perfect just this portion, and I arm the track, click the rec button and press record. When I press record, it goes, and now I'm faking it and doing it this way. So now I have another recording, and when you are at the end of your work, you're gonna go and select all the playlists that you want. Select the main playlist as your main track, it's called the comp track, and all the bits and bolts that you have been recording. What you can do, you can select this bit and listen to it, and say, oh wow, that's perfect, but this end bit is not good. Do I have another take? Yes, I do. So let's audition the other take. Oh, that's good. So let's say that I want, this one is my main take and is good. So I promote it by clicking on this arrow. And you need to select it and click on the arrow. But in this part is rubbish. So instead I want this part here. And all I do, I go down here, select the part that I want, press the arrow, and you see that now it's being collated. So that's basically the job that you need to do when you work with Pro Tools. This video is just a recap of what you have learned directly with me this morning. But that's all you need to do. So then once you finish and you're happy with the final product, there are some little jobs to do. One is, for example, put it back on the waveform so that you see the whole track of your selection with all your cuts. And you don't want to have the cuts. So what you want to do in between two takes is make sure that the cut happens when it's clean and not when there is audio. And you click at the bottom there when it becomes that kind of a cursor there, and you click on once, and you click once there. And basically what you did, you created a mini tiny twinsy crossfade to clean up all the possible auditioning issue. But sometimes it's not aligned properly, no? So what you want to do, instead of going down there where it becomes this cursor, you go up there where you have this kind of a bracket. And the bracket means pull the track this way or a bit this way, so you can align the track accordingly to where it needs to go. So normally when you have an audio track recorded and the waveform is this part here, you want to trim it in a way that is at the 0 point. So not even when it's there, but when it's basically aligned. And as close as possible there. So if you do this, and then on the other side too, I have this nice portion of the audio that I wanted. This is great, so I can attach it to another one. Let's say that the another one is this one, and find the common point. But this clip, between these two clips, you need to create a crossfade, because otherwise they will make a noise and it's not nice. Then at the tail, at the beginning and at the end, you want to go at the top where there is another type of cursor. This will never work if you don't have all of this selected. You click on there and you create a mini fade there at the back and another one at the end, at beginning. You don't have to go just with a click. You can simply click and drag, and you can make it as long as you want. And you can even click here and change the type of curve. And you can even go and select the whole waveform and press Command F, and you can see the beginning, the middle, and the cross point, and you can apply to it. But I would say just go manually, it's much easier. So now that I have this, one important consideration for when you build a monologue of a dialogue is that you want to keep the noise of the room that you record, unless it's a terrible noise. You don't want to have a perfect recording with the perfect digital sound in between. So for example, if I do like this and I left a gap between the two, when it plays back from here and it passes in this area here, this is pure digital silence, which will be necessarily different than this kind of a almost silence situation. That you should record and have continuity between the tracks. So always keep a little bit of the beginning and the silence that you created while you were recording, and if necessary, go pick it up from somewhere else and paste it there, but I wouldn't go to this extreme. It's better to redo the take since it's just a voice, to ensure that when we play back at the end, the audio is actually fluid. These are the basic operations. So once you have the final perfect track, then all you need to do is to go at the end and select the whole thing, drag by click and dragging. You go on the file and the bounce the mix, and it will ask you what type of format, and you will choose a waveform and what type of source, and make sure you choose the output that we chose there. So I chose the main 7.1.2. And if I do this, I should be able to bounce it And when you go back to your folder where you created your session, which should be this one, the bounce file will appear here in the bounce file folder where I selected, and it works. So that's all you need to do. I hope you will remember that. I know it's a very professional software, but I think it's the best one for you to really make sure that you control the quality of your audio, and you need it for when you're working on this stuff.